So good day, everyone. Alright, today is going to be my duty to deliver you a message, right? I got an assignment for Father's Day, right? Well, I have never been a father, but I have been a son and have a father, right? So I think I'm pretty qualified to talk about this, right? So yeah, let's talk about my topic today, right? Father, our first teacher, right? So the past few days, weeks, I have found my new hobby, right? I watch a TV show. As you might know that I love watching TV show, right? The TV show I watch is a paternity court, right? So this is a court TV concerning the case about family law, such as the paternity fraud, cheating, and paternity doubt with a child, right? Most of the time, this show display drama after drama about who's cheating on who and whose child is the child in question. And I regret to inform you that paternity court is really entertaining, right? I love drama as long as it's not about me, right? Yeah. So there's a lesson from this, right? Lesson from paternity court. This show, right, shows something about the life that are very apparent. First is this, right? Cheating is bad. Not only the cheating is go against the way that God intended for the marriage, right? But the consequences are so painful to many people. For example, one child can grow up without knowing exactly what their root is, right? Who they come from, who is their family, right? And even worse, they can grow up without knowing the security of fatherly love, right? Second is this, right? The child needs their parents. From time to time, case in the paternity court is about an adult, a fully grown man and woman who come to the court in order to find out who their real dad is, right? The result always end up with me smiling like crazy guy, right? Oh, but I know I'm a crazy guy, right? But or I'm going to be sad without beyond our explanation, right? Both of the result going to concerning about whether or not the person in question who came to the court found out who their real dad is, right? Not only having a father is not that, right? Not having a father is a real problem, right? The child without a father make a mistake. Most people say that growing up without a father is terrible. If the person without a father is a woman, right? She gonna make a mistake in choosing her man, right, to marry, right, choosing her partner, for she does not know what to look for in a man, or at very least, right, not to look for in a person she chooses to be with, right. If a father in question is a man, he would not know how to treat a woman and how to be a man, right? How to be a man. I use this phrase, how to be a man, loosely, right? Because it can mean both positive and negative things, right? Right? Oh, sorry, too fast, right? Yeah, it can mean both positive and negative thing, right? Fatherless man searching for finding searching for a role model would find the wrong person to imitate. Can end up making some bad decision in his life, right? Going to jail, dealing with drugs, commit some crime, right? What he really needs is a good example from his own father, and it's all boiled down to my to my topic today, right? Father, our first teacher, right? So yeah, let's take a look at this, right? We're gonna talk about my father a bit, right? My father is a very strong and stubborn man, right? Born in the southern part of Thailand, while America you have the wild west, right? Thailand has a wild south, right? It's pretty lawless land down there back in his day, right? So you have to take the law in your own hand as well, right? Back then, from the time that he was a teenager, right? My dad earned his living, right? By being a armed guard in a tin mine, right? One day he almost shot his father, right? Who is my grandfather, when they met by surprise under the mine, right? So that's when he decided to quit that job, right? To quote his word, right? I would commit a patricide if I keep these things up, right? So he would go on doing some stuff, right, that he is not proud of until he graduated from the university, right? He would go on, get conscript and serve in the Navy. He got ridiculed by one of his commanding officer, right? The officer called him stupid, saying that all private are stupid, including you, right? Yeah, so my father is really furious about that statement, right? So he went and go to the same cadet school as that guy, and he finishes with a flying color, right? As for the cadet school, it's really just boiled down to a middle school test, right? So it's proved no challenge to a university graduate like my dad, right? And after that, right, he would remain in service after his conscription period ended. He become a ranger, right? He did, and then the ranger, right? I think in the army, right? And then he did the Navy reconnaissance. He go on to study in a parachute trooper program and explosive ordnance disposal specialist. And then I think lastly he going on to be a Navy SEAL. So he passed a lot of that kind of test, right? Yeah. So during that time he would go on to a many battlefield and earn a lot of Medal of Honor, right? Mostly what we have during that time is friction along the border and friction between government and the Communist Party, right? So I think one of the battle that he joined is to the siege of the Budo mountain range. Yeah, he lost none of the guy in his squad, something like that. He is very good at it, right? And then his last operation was botched by an armchair general who thought that he know best, right? He ordered his men to go through the field, which my dad already know that it is a killing field, right? The result is he was being sieged and he lost a lot of his men, right? Almost lost his life. I think he also tell me that we don't have food, we don't have water, and the guy that died next to me start to look delicious now, but thankfully he didn't eat any one of them, right? The rescue come, he alive, and then he go back and resign from the army, and he did leave a parting gift for that armchair general as a punch in his face for all that he has done for the life that lost, right? Yeah, and later on my dad will become a university teacher, right? And then met my mom and me happen, right? Here with you. So yeah, my dad, right? He's the man who taught me almost everything that I know, right? He taught me how to shave, right? Which I didn't do for a long time now, right? He teach me how to handle a firearm, right? He teach me how to fight, and handyman skill that he know, right? I know how to fix electricity. I know how to fix, plumbing system and stuff like that because of him, right? But one thing that he did not teach me is how to be a man, right? He just said something on like this, right? Well, boy, I don't know a damn thing about being a father, but I only know how to be a son. I never been a father before, right? All I can teach you is all I know. Right now, it's up to you to decide which one is good and which one is bad, right? So my father is my first teacher. So now let us see what the Bible has for us today, right? Our plan is this, right? The family relationship that are designed for us and give us the glimpse on how we can relate to God, right? 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 18, right? And I will be a father to you, and you will be my sons and daughters, say the Lord Almighty, right? God is a jealous husband, right? Exodus 34:14. Do not worship any other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. And we are Christ's bride, right? As a church. 2 Corinthians 11 and verse 2. I am jealous for you with godly jealousy. I promised you to one husband, to Christ, so that I might present you as a pure virgin to him, right? So the family relationship that we have now, right? is something that can guide us on how we can relate to God. And God can also lead us in how we should relate to each other, right? And as God is our Father, right? From this point of view, He is also our teacher as well, right? Just like how my Father is my first teacher. So in the New Testament, right, we have read a lot about life of Jesus, right? And in it, I think one of the mission that Jesus did while He walked on this earth could sum up to this, right? One phrase, His teaching. The duty of teaching always fall upon the laps of those who came before, right? Just like Sir Isaac Newton say, I can look further because I stand on the shoulder of the giant before me, right? In my case, that would be my father and my mother, right? In all of our cases, that would be God, who is there since the beginning, right? He is the one who came before everything else, right? Preaching would not be the right word on how I would describe what Jesus did, right? He did not preach so that people will believe in Him, right? He taught and teaching, right? So that people can see the truth of His word. All of the Bible in our hand contains the teaching that passed on from a generation to generation. However, there is one specific book that was written for the purpose of teaching, and that is the proverb, right? So let's take a look at the first chapter, the one that is our today Bible reading, right? Proverb chapter 1 verse 1 through to 9, right? The proverb of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding word of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. For understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but the fool despise wisdom and instruction. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They are a garland to grace your head and a chain to adorn your neck. The point of this book is to impart what I would call, and also the Bible calls, wisdom, right? Yeah. We are to pass wisdom from generation to generation. We can compare wisdom to a valuable jewelry that we are to wear and adorn on our body, right? And I don't think the significance of the jewelry has changed much during this few thousand years, right? It is something beautiful, right? That catch our eye. It's something to behold, right? It is something to be adored on our body, right? This verse compare the value of wisdom to jewelry, and the first person to teach us wisdom is our Father, right? So listen, my son, to your father's instruction, right? There are many important things that we could learn in the book of Proverbs. If we pay attention, this proverb contains wisdom that could be described as timeless and can be applied to our daily life. I would make a suggestion to you all. Proverbs has 31 chapters, right? Just read one chapter a day and you will finish this book in a month, right? In addition to your author daily reading of the Bible, right? Rinse and repeat in the next month and the month after that, right? Over and over, right? Because I always find something new each month from this passage, even though I have read them so many times before, right? Yep. The Bible emphasizes on many aspects of human relationship, as we all can learn or see something that God has intended from each and every single one of us, right? We are a being made in image of God, right? Our earthly father that we have now, he may or may not be a Christian, right? But even so, our Father are also a reflection of our Heavenly Father, right? The first person to teach us how to be human on this world. The first person who gave us the knowledge that we need to figure out our place in this world, right? And the most important of all, the first person who gave us love, right? As in my case, right, as you could imagine, right, I was born in a pretty strict household, right, because my dad used to be a military man. He expects more from me, right, to show more of a macho guy type of personality, right, that kind of thing, right. But I turned out to be more scholarly. So we would be at odds sometimes, right, a lot of time, right. But we would learn eventually to respect each other in our difference. And I would learn that some of the quality my dad exhibit in his life are also things of God as well, right? My dad is very protective of his family, right? So does God, right? My dad is very vindictive against those who do wrong with against him or his family, right? God does the same, right? And my dad, right, loves his family more than anything, right? And so does God, right? I think my dad, right, he says something like this, right? My life should have ended long time ago, right, on the battlefield. So you and the family that I have now is a bonus for my life, right, that I now enjoy every day. So my message today is not really a teaching, right, preaching or anything like that, right, but just a reminder, right? I don't know if you guys have a difficult relationship with your father like me or not, right? I don't know if you even know who your dad is, right? I don't know whether or not your dad is still with you right now. In all the cases, I would like you to think about your father at this moment, right? About the person who is your first teacher, the person that make you who you are today, the person who loves you no matter what. I pray that the Lord blessing are all upon them, right? And if you and to all of you that is a father right now, we have a father in here, right? Yeah, right, Darwin. Yeah, right. Especially those with a newborn, right? You don't have to be the best father in the world. I know that being father is hard. No, I don't know, but I can kind of like imagine it, right? Being a father, have to wake up 5 in the morning to change a diaper, right? Sleep at like 30 minutes at a time, and then wake up, feeding your kid again, change the diaper again, or something like that, right? For I don't know how long, 1 year, 2 years, right? I can imagine how hard it is, but I don't really experience it because I am not a father yet, right? But I would like to say this to you all, right? You don't have to be the best father in the world, right? You are already perfect, right? Yeah. Because I think no one really have any idea of how to be a father in the first place, right? Even my dad, right? He only know how to be a son. He never been a father before, right? He can only do what he can do, right? Is that teaching all that he is know, right? To me. And I can guarantee that, right? You are already perfect for your children, right? Despite all of my father's flaw, I would not trade him for another one, right? He is perfect for me. And for those who have a child and thinking about going out for a pack of cigarettes and never come back, right? Just throw back to that from the paternity code in the first few minutes of this talking, right? Please don't do that, right? You have no idea, absolutely no idea what you're going to take away from your children, right? A chance to learn from you, right? A chance to have a family, right? With the mother and father all together, right? And I think the most important of all, a chance to know what the fatherly love is. That concludes my message for you all today. Thank you very much.